Welcome back to Squawk this morning. Tech giants are taking the tablet war to new levels with product launches this week. Joining us now, and this is, I got to admit, I love this guy. I've never met him in person, but I've gone to his blog forever, and I can't even believe he's here. Jonathan Geller, president and editor-in-chief of BGR.com, also known as Boy Genius. He is a bit of a boy genius. And joining us now from Nashville, Tavis McCourt, analyst for Raymond James. Tavis, I love you too. I don't want to not give you the love, but I've been reading this guy's blog forever. You have a Nexus tablet right here, and we're going to have an iPad mini that's going to compete against this thing, a Google Android device. Your take on this device?
You know, it's a good tablet. It's great for the money. It lets someone
$200.
$200 lets someone jump into the Android experience. It's manufactured decently well. It's partnered with Asus. I mean, it's okay. It's a decent tablet, right? But what everyone's focused on is obviously this iPad mini. Possibly same price or not, but that's going to be the competitor here.
So just show this to the people. This thing is very tiny, and if you're a woman, I could see actually putting this in a bag or a purse or something, and it could work.
Sure.
The question is, I've played with it. It's so tiny that I'm not even sure it's worth it. Meaning, do you think that these small devices are actually going to become a big part of the market?
Well, here's the thing. I think when you take Apple as a company and realize what they're doing as far as user experience, the difference is going to be the screen size. So while this is a 7-inch tablet, the iPad mini will offer 40% more screen size. And that's basically why they have never made a tablet this small, is because tap targets aren't optimized. You'll hit different buttons, you know, so it's not a great experience, and that's what Apple is trying to perfect when they enter into the game with a smaller tablet.
Tavis, who's the winner?
Well, I think from a financial perspective, clearly Apple. I mean, we're talking about some modest success with the Google Nexus and Amazon's Kindle Fire at $199. But these are basically devices that are sold at or near cost. So the monetization of those sales is pretty questionable. Apple's generating over $30 billion a year in operating profits from its mobile platforms. So financially, there's no question.
Tavis, I don't know if you saw this. So Microsoft also has its Surface tablet coming, and I don't know if you saw Mark Benioff of Salesforce.com over the weekend was quoted saying that he thought that this Microsoft Windows 8, which is also not just on tablets but on computers broadly, is a huge loser in his mind and is actually going to be the end of the Windows dominance. Your take?
Yeah, I think that's probably a little bit overstated, but I think Microsoft and its partners have some real issues in the tablet space because, unlike in smartphones, Apple did not leave a pricing umbrella to be able to easily copycat products and bring them to market at a lower price. You know, Apple doesn't have to pay an OS license. It makes its own processors. And it's also the biggest buyer in the world of the main cost component. So if you're a Dell or a ASUS or any of Microsoft's partners, it's really hard to figure out how you're going to make a high-quality product and get that to market for the similar price as the iPad.
Jonathan, you've played with this new Windows 8?
I haven't officially played with it.
You haven't officially played with? What does that mean, officially played with it?
On record, I haven't played with it.
But you have.
Okay, let's pretend that you have. It looks completely and utterly different than Windows as we know it.
It does.
Does that mean that people are going to adopt it in droves, or they're going to be scared of it?
Well, I think ultimately it's confusing for the consumer because of how Microsoft's structuring this. They have a tablet now that can't run Windows applications. So a lot of people are going to go and buy this Windows RT tablet, which, just to carry on to his point, it's manufactured by Microsoft. This is the first time Microsoft's competing with their OEMs. So this is a very big deal for the ecosystem. But it's confusing. You can't run Internet Explorer on it in Windows desktop. You can't run your QuickBooks. You literally have to use it like you would an iPad. So it's incredibly confusing for the consumer.
Okay, final question, and this one's for, it doesn't have to be the final question. Becky might have one, but this is for Becky. So the reason I know Jonathan is I used to go to his blog all the time because he had everything on BlackBerry, RIM, like beforehand, years ahead of people. Does this next BlackBerry, does it ever come back? Is Joe everybody here wants to know. We really do. It's sort of sad, actually.
They're trying. They're doing a really major undertaking at the company. They're restructuring everything. They have all their ducks in a row.
But is it good or bad?
It's decent.
Decent. That's
it's going to be very tough for them to really regain their market share at the end of the day. Even if they had a great product, it'd be very, very hard for them to be successful.
I was talking about it over the weekend, though, that if you take the iPhone and you don't turn it sideways, and you can't do an email. You can't.
I bet this guy can.
You can?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. See?
I need people. Really? Those
Yeah, he
tiny
does it.
little
No, he
things?
does
What
it.
if you got? What if you were drinking the night before?
Okay,
And you-
they're playing us out.
I can't.
Jonathan Tavis, thank you for being
I'm like
here.
a little
Appreciate it
shaky
very
and
much.
I don't know it either. I'm
Little
really tired.
shake.
I have little
What you drink?
fingers, too.
I feel like we're showing our age here.
When we come back, Caterpillar reporting just a short time ago, weaker than expected guidance giving investors a reason for pause. Barry Knapp points out that, look, a lot of this has already been out there, but obviously there's some new things investors are digging through today. We have the first interview with CEO Doug Oberhelman. That's coming up at the top of the hour.